Cooperatives work. Cooperatives are about people working together to provide for the goods and services we need and to provide decent work too. Cooperatives offer an alternative way of doing business, one that looks to long-term sustainable growth, not short-term profits. It's a business model with a long history, and none more so than here in Calderdale. Look carefully and the evidence is all around. Our part of Yorkshire was built on hard work, self-help and community spirit, and the cooperative movement played a major part in all of our communities. At the Nutclough Mill in Hebden Bridge, over 300 women and men earned their living in a worker-run cooperative mill led by Joseph Greenwood, a fustian cutter of very humble origins.
The Nutclough was a really well-known business in the 19th century and early 20th century. Nationally famous, almost internationally well-known too. And what happened here in the mill behind me was a fantastic example of cooperation in practice, of working people running their own textile mill. So this was a cooperative mill. It was one of the very early productive cooperatives. Over 300 people got their employment here, decent working conditions and a share of the profits. It was a very successful, profitable and well-known business. So this was a business that was set up by a man of humble origins, Joseph Greenwood, a fustian cutter, who was committed to the idea of workers actually running a business themselves rather than being there employed by the people with capital. Just up the hill from here in the Baptist graveyard we have the graves of Joseph Greenwood, and we also have the grave of Jessie Gray, who worked in the mill, who was General Secretary of the Cooperative Union. And I think it's interesting that the first branch of the Women's Cooperative Guild in the country was here in Hebden Bridge. And it wasn't coincidental that it was here because of the Nutclough Mill behind me.
Given these deep roots, it's perhaps not surprising to find Europe's largest equal pay co-op business here in Calderdale. Over more than 40 years, Suma has grown into a major business, turning over more than £60 million last year.
So Suma's the largest equal pay worker co-op in Europe. We've been around since 1977, we're as old as punk, and some would say more successful. So we've got over 200 members of our co-op. They're all paid the same, and all those members participate in decisions about how Suma's run. It's about sharing out the wealth that we make between all the people that create it. I think more businesses could do with being organised in a similar fashion, frankly. You know, you have more power collectively than you ever would on your own. We at Suma really believe that we do better together as well.
So my name is Nora, and I've worked at Suma for nearly 5 years now. At the moment, I work in the warehouse most of the time. Really, I find that it almost doesn't matter what sort of role I'm in. The main thing is just if you work with the right people and you can take responsibility for your job and the decisions within that, then you're made.
Somehow it's appropriate that Midgley's community shop is in the very building once occupied by the original Midgley Co-op Society.
We started many, many years back. We lost the church and we lost the pub in the village, and there wasn't anything that brought people together. And so a group of people thought it would be a good idea if we could have more of a community feel. We managed to get funds together to actually own a building. What we have now is a shop and the community room, which holds events. This morning is a coffee morning, which is a weekly thing. Hiya. There's one of the people arriving. We hold social events. We have a quiz night once a month. We have a breakfast club, we have a lunch club, we have a craft club, and then we have fundraising events which help us to keep the building running. It's all run by volunteers. We try our best to buy local. We use as many local suppliers as we can. Midgley Cooperative started in 1865, and basically the cooperative tradition, which is for the people, and we're continuing it. I'm done now, aren't I? I'm done now.
And down the valley in Hebden Bridge, Valley Organics also meets local shopping needs.
Welcome to Valley Organics. We are a whole food shop selling organic fruit and veg and household products and food. We have a mission. to provide stuff that's local, organic and ethical. We employ 20 people, which is absolutely fantastic. Real jobs, real people, working hard to make this shop a great success. The members of the co-op and the workforce work together to make everything we do here as ethical as it can possibly be. So as a workers' co-op, it's the workers that actually own the place. None of the profits go to a boss or an owner, so that means any profit we make here goes back to the workers. I think that's what's the real strength of a co-op, is it's about the people. The people working in it get to guide what happens, trying to change the world one customer at a time. It's brilliant.
The Fox and Goose pub in Hebden Bridge is a cooperatively owned pub saved from closure by the local community.
Welcome to the Fox and Goose. It's the first community cooperative pub in West Yorkshire. The reason we set up was because the pub was at risk of closing and just regular, normal people wanted to get together and keep the pub open. Initially we had just under 250 shareholder members who actually invested as much or as little as they felt they could invest in the pub, and that enabled us to buy it outright. Now we have just under 300 shareholder members, and there are still people who want to be involved. It continues to be successful. People continue to want to be involved. Members and customers feel part of the pub because it's their pub. They want it to succeed, and it's a sustainable business model because of that.
Hi, my name's Hannah, I'm the manager of the Fox and Goose, Hebden Bridge. We're a small community cooperative pub. We have around 10 members of staff and they're all from the local community. We also have a big group of volunteers that come in and help us doing various things in the garden. All our beers are all from local independent breweries, so we are supporting the local economy. We also encourage people to come into the Fox and Goose and do their own events. We have music sessions and we have a lot of local groups that come in. We have a lovely community space which we let artists hang their work on the wall. It's a real community hub and it's really great for the local economy and for the community engagement, which is a massive part of what the Fox and Goose is about. It's about welcoming people to our pub and anybody is welcome.
Forestry are a workers' co-op with a focus on managing the environment.
I'm Misha, we're here at Forestry, community tree nursery in Mytham Road. We're growing trees here for mitigating climate change and biodiversity as well as natural flood management. So we meet every Friday with volunteers in order to mitigate the effects of climate change, planting trees and growing trees, nurturing them. A lot of weeding never seems to end. Since we've established, we've planted over 45,000 trees in the 2.5 years. So for us it's been a great journey. I mean, it's lovely meeting lots of different people and getting involved and also getting to see what trees we have in the valley. So when we set up Forestry, we decided to set up as a cooperative, not-for-profit organisation. We looked at all the different setups that we could have chosen, but we really felt that being a cooperative was vital to actually doing and delivering on what we wanted to deliver on, getting people actually actively involved and have some control in the outcomes that we were trying to achieve. Overall, it's been a vital part of, I think, creating and allowing for our project to get on its feet. I think it's that passion that comes through really being part of something that really feeds and creates the amazing thing that it can become.
The Puzzle Inn in Sorby Bridge is another local pub brought back to life as a co-op.
Welcome to the Puzzle Hall Inn, Sorby Bridge. We're a community pub and we built the place up from derelict basically several years ago. A like-minded group of people sort of put our names together and decided we would try and buy it. We're able to put together a crowdfunding campaign. We put together a professional video, we spread leaflets around, we did a lot of legwork. And yeah, we were able to buy it, fortunately. With 233 shareholders we became a co-op so we could all have a say in how things were run for the future. We wanted to safeguard the building and make sure it was open forevermore. We linked the idea of getting people to join in and become a piece of the puzzle. We're run by a board of directors and we employ a manager to run the pub and we employ about 7 or 8 local staff, so it's great for local employment. We're also a great music venue, so we get a lot of interesting local musicians come in and play, and we're paying for the bands, so it's going back into the creative side of things. Operating as a co-op, we're looking after the local community basically. It's just a great place to get together and chat, and yeah, we love it.
According to Cooperatives UK, Calderdale today has one of the highest clusters of co-ops in Britain. So it's good that Calderdale Council is giving its support to this alternative business model.
I'm standing here today in the historic heart of cooperatives in the UK. It's a heritage that was hard won, where people worked really hard but worked together to develop cooperatives to make the lives of ordinary working people better. As Calderdale Council, we're looking for ways in which we can support our fantastic existing cooperatives, and we have got such a strong cooperative sector here in Calderdale at the moment. There are all kinds of interesting, innovative, entrepreneurial ideas out there, and we will provide some support for people to make sure that they can make those cooperative ideas a reality and own their own destiny.
We're proud of our history here in Calderdale, but we're also determined to build a better future. And what better future to construct than one we build together? Here's to a bright cooperative future for Calderdale.